Hey guys, and welcome to the Polish American Brotherhood. Oh, these headphones are not working for me, so I'm going to switch out of these. One day I'll have nice ones. There we go. All right. Oh, much better. I guess I won't be able to use those wireless ones after all. All right, let's try that again. Hey guys, and welcome to the Polish American Brotherhood. Thanks for joining in today's episode, and I am joined by, of course, my father.
Marian Szczepański, I'm happy to be again with you, my friends. And we have extra guest today.
Hello, everyone. It's brother Mark. How are you doing?
So welcome, Mark, to our Polish-American Brotherhood live stream, okay? We have a great friends on the Polish-American Brotherhood, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy with us talking to our friends.
Thank you for having me today. Happy Veterans Day to everyone. Thank you to all veterans and everyone who served.
Yeah, it's Veterans Day, Dad.
Yeah, we have to be grateful for our veterans who gave their life for America. And that's what we today we'll be talking mostly about our veterans, fighting all over the world for American freedom.
Definitely a thank you to our veterans. You know, I remember like thinking of like the difference between Veterans Day, Memorial Day. Are those the two that often get confused, I think? Because Memorial Day comes from what, World War II, I believe, right? To remember those who have passed, and then Veterans Day is for those who have served.
Right, all the veterans who serving now or previously, and before the Memorial Day was for those probably who passed away, So for every veterans in the world fighting for America, we are very grateful. And we will thinking always about you guys because you're the greatest giving life for America. And that's why we have a better life now in America.
Yeah, and Memorial Day, they celebrate a different day from Memorial Day in Europe, the end of the war, I believe, because they have their Memorial Day is in August. When did World War II end? It was August, right?
Yeah, around this, actually, in May, there was end of the World War II, but
D-Day, right?
D-Day was much earlier. I don't know, I lost the memory now, but D-Day was very important for Europe and for America.
I see. So again, we are joined by my brother. This is his first time on our podcast, our live stream. So a warm welcome. You guys might recognize him from his debut reel. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up as well for those who haven't checked it out yet.
Hey, Dad, check out this. But look, just look.
Yeah, they won against Sky to Mark.
They're going to send me to all the protests.
They've always been on our program.
Watch this, though. Like this.
So this is sponsored by. Are you the Antifa now?
Well, only when I clock in. So when there's certain events, but I'm a part-time. I have other jobs I have to get to.
Don't go there.
Hey, Dad, check
You
out
have
this,
part-time other jobs you need to be getting to, huh, Mark?
A busy guy, We got me stationed a little bit everywhere. They're going to send me to all the protests.
So let's start the program off with that. Like, Mark, you're pretty like I would say like a layman's opinion on things because you're a normal guy. Though you're like just yeah. Let me turn off that video. You're a normal guy. I would say that, as in like you're not very politically active, though you have your beliefs. This is your first time being on our show and everything. What is your opinion on Antifa? What is Antifa? What is like the normal person think of Antifa?
I mean, for me, I'll still say I'm more conservative, So, well, my problem is with Antifa and all that stuff. They say, they're going to take away our rights and we can't speak, but then they never let anyone else speak who have a different idea than them. I think that's a little bit of a problem.
Yeah. The especially what was going on with the final event for TPUSA yesterday at Berkeley was pretty nuts. I wish
I didn't get a chance to check out what that looked like, so
I'll pull up some footage for those who haven't seen it yet, but it was pretty crazy. They had like 4 arrests and like a guy who was selling t-shirts, the Charlie Kirk Freedom shirts, like they beat him up, and for some reason the police also arrested him. And then you could see like of the footage that I saw, there were people yelling in the background like, why aren't you arresting the guys who beat him up instead?
Yeah, I'm wondering what he was charged with.
Yeah,
I wonder because Marky tried to prove that Antifa is paid by somebody, probably very rich.
I'm not saying even that. I just thought it was funny because I had that little jacket. It's nice and warm this time of year.
I was like, I should get that jacket for blending in with the crowd.
It was so cold this morning. I remember I took the dog for a walk and it was like actually my first time breaking it in. And I was like, oh yeah, perfect buy. I don't know how the neighbors felt. Like, I don't know this guy. But it kept me warm this morning. It was like 40 degrees this morning in Florida. So
Your initiation jacket for Antifa.
take it for a stroll, break it in.
Or is that Antifa are warm because have a jacket like that? Or
Well, you know,
that's
all the
really-
good stuff is going on outside of Florida, and it's a lot colder. So you need someone to keep you warm as much as possible, right?
But is it that jacket what the Antifa are wearing, or
I'm sure
it's
you
just
know they are all covered
similar?
up and whatever. I mean, usually if you're up to no good, but you know, I just like to stay warm.
They cover their faces.
Yeah, but actually you make a fun of Antifa.
I make fun of
Sure.
a lot of people, but
We've got another brother here that it would have been extra fun if he was around. Maybe he'll join us in the future, though.
I think it would have been great if my brother Philip was here because I know there's a big range of conversation. I know Tara and Dad are more agreeable on a lot. My brother probably is way further on the other side, and I'm a little bit more in the middle. So I think it would have been a lot of room for a good discussion had he had joined us. So hopefully next time.
Yeah, we are more conservative, but we actually accept anybody who is on the other side too, and we respect that. You know, if even they have a different opinion than we are, we respect them.
I think-
Everybody are entitled to own opinion, long as it's a intelligent discussion, no hard feeling. Anybody's opinion are welcome in our program.
I'm going to pull up Jorge Ventura's Instagram, and you guys can see on his stories he was covering it yesterday. Oops, mute button on.
Is this the guy that was selling the T-shirts?
No, I think you'll see him later.
Break it up!
There's a little of us that were-
Police! Break it up! Police! Break it up! Hey, you white boy! Break it up! You're bleeding, bitch! Hey, white boy! You're bleeding, white boy!
And do we know why they are grabbing him?
Break it up! What happened? What happened? What
Not that scene, I don't believe. But before the event even started. Here we go. This guy.
happened, white boy? Hey, white boy, what the fuck happened?
See, they bloodied him.
Oh yeah, I mean,
And that's
even
not,
if
that's not good.
You guys step back, please.
I'm sure he gets slammed on the ground a little.
Fight, you always gonna get bloody.
So I'm going through Jorge's stories right now. The scenes. As you can see, it's going to start to heat up the stories as it progresses. So this is the scene that was outside of the TPUSA event. So this guy was arrested, and he was selling the freedom shirts. You? Typical scenes, right?
Damn.
There were already 4 arrests.
That's University of California, no?
Central, yeah. UC Berkeley. I mean, here, like, people are being basically these are the event goers that are trying to like leave the event, and so they're being harassed by the crowd. And this was the part of the TPUSA tour, and I believe this is the final of of the toys.
Fuck you!
But I mean, like, the purpose of that acting that way is just to like terrorize them and to make them afraid to go to these events and everything. I mean, by use of terror, that makes this is acts of terrorism by Antifa, because they're trying to terrorize you from attending a free speech event, and yet they're shouting no fascism, but they're shutting down free speech.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I do find a lot of hypocrisy in their beliefs.
Well, there is a big hypocrisy that Antifa is actually fascist organization. And I don't know why they call themselves Antifa if they are fascists. That makes no sense. Are they hypocrites or crazy?
Probably both.
A little bit of both sides. I believe that, because there's only crazy people to go and fight the police or ICE, what they can gain. The ICE and police are here to protect us. And if you go against them, what makes you? Makes you probably the only criminal. Looks like Marky don't agree with me.
No, I mean, I don't think you're gonna win against them. You know what I mean? Like, I know 1 + 1 is 2, so if you go fuck with the police, they're gonna fuck you up. Like
Papa.
Well, you cannot win the force in
I agree. Yeah.
They too powerful. One thing, even big guy try to attack small policeman or a small woman, policewoman, all what they have, the taser, they have a pepper gun, they can knock you down anytime they want it, So there's no reason to fight the police, You're gonna be always loser.
Yeah, I agree. They have a lot more weapons than average, and I think they can escalate it higher quickly. So I don't know what anyone is expecting,
Whenever I see the,
Get Donald Trump send National Guard to your city very quickly.
When I see those crazy people who commit not even crime, but sometimes traffic, which they can get away only with small ticket, they escalate things which put them in jail and big fine. So, I would say that's crazy, the crazy people. And I believe that once you are shown that you are crazy, you never should receive a driver license. Nowhere, no state.
Crazy people got to get to work too.
They can walk or use a bike. That's all what I can say.
I can get some SNAP benefits.
I remember when one guy was something on the media. He was walking 30 miles every day to work.
No. I think you could get a car. Hopefully, you go work on your mental health and improve. It's not the end of the world. I think you should be able to have a car one day.
Well, if you are crazy, you are in danger, not to yourself, but to the others. And
that's why mental health is important.
Well, Mark, that brings me to another thought. You are a gun owner, and you are a supporter of the Second Amendment. What are your thoughts on when people lose the right to have a gun, and under what circumstances are they losing rights to have the gun? Like if they're a felon.
Well, if you have a felony, you're not allowed to ever possess a firearm, which I don't agree with fully because, I think maybe if you're a violent person and have that kind of background, then no, you shouldn't have a gun. But, for example, for a guy that was 18 a few years ago, got caught with over 20 grams of pot, that's a felony. I don't think you have to strip him of that right to have the gun. I'm sure, maybe he says it was a stupid thing, I shouldn't have done it, but you should still be able to protect yourself in the future if needed. And there's nothing wrong with smoking a little bit of weed, but medical marijuana, but that's more recent. That's only changed how many years ago. So, I mean, even now you could get it's supposed to be decriminalized in Florida, but you know,
Just be smart about it.
well, regardless, that's just like one example of what could be a felony. But what's felony here is not a felony in other states equally too. So it changes. But I don't think for something that wasn't a violent offense that you did when you were younger, and then you can mature in time and grow from it. You know, I don't think they should remove that right from you. And equally, like, are felons allowed to vote in Florida?
I was about to
I
ask, like,
remember, I think they tried to change that a while ago.
if
I'm
you
not sure
lose
how that went.
if you, because I know that if after even you've served your time as a felon,
Yeah.
you're still a convicted felon. Even if you've served your time, you lose your right to own a gun. Is that the case?
Oh
Or-
yeah. You can never have a gun again if you know had a felony, even if it was like 20 years ago. You know, you're not allowed to have a gun.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if you get the right
Now I
to
think
vote.
there is different things. I think even in Alaska, for example, I think everyone's allowed to have a firearm.
I mean, Alaska.
I believe so. I could be completely wrong, but I want to say now I've heard something like that. Yeah,
Alaska definitely makes sense. I mean, we got like what polar bears there or something.
something.
Something's gonna get you.
There's some sort of animal in Alaska that allows felons to have firearms. I believe I could be wrong.
Well, one thing I don't know if in a family, let's say the father have a gun, okay, he's a good man, but he have children, which not too good, and how you can get protected the gun from the bad children.
I agree, and
that's
I think
being
it's a problem.
being
But
responsible. to
There's
own
been
it.
instances where a kid got the parent's firearm and protected the property, and you know that's happened. So I don't have much of a comment on that one because it could go both ways, but equally more so, I say it's more important to keep it away from the kids. You know, let the parent do the shooting, hopefully. You know, but
Here,
equally, you know.
here in Florida, we have that change now for open carry. Do you have any thoughts about Florida switching to open carry?
I'm not against it being pro Second Amendment. However, I preferred concealed carry. I thought that was more okay. You know.
I mean, with open carry, that means you still can have concealed carry.
You
Was
can.
concealed carry like automatic, like, or did you have to get some sort of permit?
Before you had to go get a permit, and it was just basically you take a class and then you go to City Hall and you pay, you know, like $100 or something like that. Then they do a background check, and then if you're good to go, you know, you don't have any like what's it called, restrictions or anything like that, then yeah, you can get it. But they changed it. Now you don't need a concealed permit to conceal carry. Ron DeSantis changed that a few years ago. However, they changed laws with purchasing a firearm. So if you have your concealed carry, so if you go to purchase a firearm, you're allowed to leave with it that day since you have the card. But if you don't, then you're going to wait about 3 days and then you're able to pick it up after your purchase.
Is it always that you have to wait 3 days when you? Is that like a standard?
Yeah,
No.
it's a cool down period, something like that. And before that, I want to say after I think what was that shooting at the school in South Florida?
Yeah, that was sad.
That's when they changed it. So you used to be able to purchase, say, even an AR-15 that day and leave with it, which I ain't gonna lie. When I've heard that, I'm like, oh, that's kind of crazy that you can, like, for a pistol, you're gonna wait, but an AR-15, for example, I'm like, yeah, no problem. Shotgun, no problem. Anything along, I'm like, oh, that's interesting, you know, but that was the law. But after that incident, same day or next day, that's when it got changed. And there was a 3-day waiting period on all firearms.
Gotcha.
Yeah, about the having the guns. I'm from Poland, where people be not allowed to have a firearms whatsoever. But America is different because people coming here from different countries, and the system has to be different than, let's say, in Europe.
Well, I mean, also has to do with how America was established versus like Europe, because Europe used to be a monarchy, and there was not really a point where the guns were like in the hands of the
Yeah,
people.
I mean, over here it's flooded, so good luck cleaning that problem. It's not gonna happen. But I mean, I lived in Poland too, so I didn't really see fire. No, you didn't see that firearm culture over there. You know, it
Yeah,
was in
because
existence.
here
Here though,
it's the
it's
start
very
of
abundant. You know,
America's founding with the Second Amendment, and you know what they say is the Second Amendment that protects the First Amendment also, but it was part of the founding of America for everyone to be able to have guns. And I mean, we revolted against the British. I mean, they've been missing us since 1776, and so with the concept of militias and armed citizens, so that they can protect themselves against like government tyranny, and also protect themselves from if the we can't really rely on the government to protect us now. So you were saying that the shutdown is done?
yeah, it didn't end like 2 days ago.
I remember like seeing after Manami won New York City, won the mayor, that the 8 Democrats, the votes that they needed, all of a sudden like the 8 Democrats came forward and were willing to negotiate, and it was the exact same terms that the Republicans had brought forward like before. Let me bring up an article about it. Dad, did you hear anything about the shutdown? Are people
I
getting their
heard it ended.
snap
That was about it.
benefits?
I'm not sure fully. I just heard, hey, yeah, it ended. You know.
Let's see what we got here. Oops.
This is the longest one in history now, right?
Yeah, that's what it's saying. So let's see what we got. Funding bill moves to the House after Senate passage. What to know on day 42 of the government shutdown. Okay, so yeah, this article's from today at 7 o'clock. The funding bill that would end the longest government shutdown in U.S. history is headed to the House for a final vote as soon as Wednesday. Okay, so it's not.
Oh, it's not done yet.
Yeah, so it's not done yet. The Democrats have come forward and they're moving the bill along. So it's like the first step of it. We got,
But that's what that's where it ended before because they wouldn't do that
yeah,
part.
they wouldn't even move it along. So we got the funding bill that would end the longest government shutdown in U.S. history is headed to the House for a final vote as soon as Wednesday, after the Senate approved it in a 60 to 40. So that was a 60 to 40 vote where they needed 60 to pass it along. On Monday. So Monday was when they got the 60-40 vote, bringing Congress one step closer to ending the impasse. Speaker Mike Johnson told members on Monday to start returning as soon as possible in anticipation of travel delays that have snarled airports across the country. Neither chamber is in session Tuesday due to Veterans Day holiday. Okay, so they voted on, they got the 60-40 vote on Monday. They have off for Veterans Day, and then so it's going to hit.
But there should be nothing stopping it now.
Yeah, now that they got the vote.
We'll see. You never know. It's been interesting.
The final legislation extends funding for most agencies until January 30th, while including 3 full-year funding bills for some parts of the government. House Republicans are confident that the package will clear the lower chamber. President Trump is expected to sign it, and at which point the shutdown would end. Airlines were expected to cancel 6% of their flights at 40 of the busiest airports in the U.S. on Tuesday to comply with an order from the Federal Aviation Administration and increase from earlier 4% cutbacks. Okay. So the government has been shut down now for 41 days.
And who is the biggest troublemaker to keep the shutdown? I think is that evil Democrat which call Schumer.
Chuck Schumer? Yeah, he's afraid of.
He's an evil man, right?
They were saying that how if they pass this, it's going to be losing their leverage, and of course, using American citizens, the suffering of people as leverage. What are your thoughts? You saw everything that was going on with the EBT cards. You saw, what were your thoughts?
What do you mean? And what's everything? I mean, I heard, Snap wasn't coming out. Everyone's like, I heard people were saying they were gonna wait in the parking lot and get people. I don't think that would really fly in Florida, So if they're doing that elsewhere, I could see it happening. Florida's not the right place for it. I just don't even know why they would go do it to the innocent people like that. No, if you go to the store and take it from the store, they got insurance and other stuff going on with them, they'll be okay. Prices might go up, but the innocent people in the parking lot didn't do it.
Yeah, they might be suffering as much as the other person, so you don't know the story. So
Yeah. Maybe someone finally gave them some money, say, hey, I know you need it. You don't have the SNAP. And then, SNAP, so I'm going to get it.
Well, the prices, if you know the history, they've been always going up. They never went down, and that's why we have the inflation. And inflation is a normal for the country because the government gaining something on the inflation, Just think, the best investment for every family it is to buy a house, and it wouldn't be inflation. The price probably from the house would be the same 20, 30 years. And now, when you bought a house 20, 30 years, you see the difference, right, in the price.
Are they coming out with the 50-year mortgage now? Is that what they're saying?
That's what President Trump tried to do it. Which
At least you'll have a place to stay the rest of your life.
I'm not familiar with this 50-year.
No, I seen it pop up the other day. I don't know
what
how
is
much
it?
truth is behind it, but they're now proposing like a 50-year mortgage.
which is going to make actually the mortgage a little bit less, but you can take the mortgage, let's say 15 years.
Imagine
years,
just
right?
working,
And
no one wants to think about
when
that.
you take
At least you'll have a place to stay,
Well, if you take the mortgage 15 years, of course, your monthly payment going to be bigger. If you take 30 years,
How much interest are you
it
going
will
to
be
pay on
less.
that?
And now you're going to take 50 years, it will be much less, but in that year, but going to take you probably
A long time.
transfer to even to your children the mortgage.
Yeah. Don't worry, kids. I saved this mortgage for you guys. You guys earned it. Take care of it.
Well, but at least you're going to have a choice. You're going to
No, yeah, exactly.
a
At least you
choice
have a
to
place to
take
stay,
If
because
you want to
people
pay
can't
up
even think about that option now. So I just can see some good in it, but damn,
Yeah.
Buying a house when you're 25 is
No,
like
no.
you're gonna
Oh my God.
you're gonna have that thing paid off at 75, but that's past the retirement age. I mean, retirement age is getting like further and further.
I just even think that the thought of being able to purchase a house now, like, oh damn, compared to before, you're like, well,
Yeah.
I get it later, and then you're like, fuck, I ain't never getting that.
I mean, it's true. Like this generation is harder for. I mean,
After 2020,
what's
it just got crazy. I
the
feel like.
generation after us, we're millennials, and then you have Gen Z. Is it Gen Z afterwards? So yeah, Gen Z like barely owns anything. It's hard enough for a millennial to get a house, and soon, depending on we see a lot of hype about Florida's real estate market to be going up now too. So it might be turn into a seller's market instead of a buyer's market, right?
We'll see what happens. I've seen Texas talking about putting tariffs on people that move down, or taxes on people who move down from New York to them or something after this. And then I heard DeSantis was joking about it too. I mean, yeah, go for it. You're making my traffic really bad. I'm getting angry.
Yeah, after 2020, like our area in Oviedo, like it only used to take me 7 minutes to get to like my gym and Pilates class. Now it takes me like 20 minutes because everybody flooded into Florida after 2020.
Yeah, I remember when we moved to Oviedo, there was only few houses. Now look at all that traffic. People are coming to Florida. Okay, but most of the people somehow they going to Texas now. All California moving to Texas, So is that good or bad? But Texas is very strong.
I think California's been going downhill a little bit. So,
I mean, we're all originally from California too. Mark and I were born there, and that's where Dad and Mom had met. And why did you leave California, Dad?
Well, one thing, at that time, the pollution in Los Angeles was very big, and I couldn't properly breathe over there. The prices was very high, so I was looking for a, to better place for my children, and I thought maybe Houston would be right. But when I went a couple times to Houston, the air pollution was even bigger than in Los Angeles. So I choose the Denver, and that's what we stay in Denver for 5 years. But eventually they closed the airport, and I had to move out again from Denver. So actually, my wife's idea was to move to Florida, and we chose the Florida.
Out of everywhere you lived, if you could have chose where to stay, would it have been Denver? Would it have been Florida?
Wasn't Newark an option? New York? Or
I
New
know
York.
Hawaii was an
New
option.
Jersey.
Yeah, I had the option to go to Hawaii, but my wife didn't want it. So, to keep my wife happy, I had to just do whatever.
She's like, I didn't leave the Philippines to go to another island.
Yeah. But if you're looking for basically for a place to go, you're basically looking for a good job and where you can find a good job. Los Angeles had a lot of good job, well paid, but it's still too expensive to live over there. And for me, the pay was the same Los Angeles or Denver. So
He said, "There's a good pay, but you still can't afford anything."
no, when we came to Denver, actually was the prices was very low. So I tried to make a good living, but the problem was that the old airport, people just after they built the airport, people start moving around the airport. Then they complain about the noise. So the mayor decided to move the airport a little bit further, and he bought all the big land so nobody can build around the airport anymore. And he did good, He built that new airport in 3 years, and it was beautiful airport. But my airline couldn't afford to stay over there.
Made it too big.
Yeah, we had three big hangars in Denver, and then on a new airport we had a small hangar which everybody had to move out, and most of the people moved to Cleveland or Florida. And I kind of regret because in Florida I had a good job, with the airlines. So
And it was low prices at the time.
That's one thing I loved about Florida. It was like, I remember it just being so affordable compared to like California, compared to New York. Because I know when I lived with you in New York, I was like, it's so expensive. But when I came back down, I was like, oh yeah, it's affordable. No, not no more. It's expensive here.
A lot of people have been moving here.
In Florida, you have to deal a little bit with the summertime when it's humid and a little bit hot. But for me, I like to take a walk at night, and I didn't mind to walk when it's nice and warm or hot, during the night.
It's a lot easier for me to survive in the heat than it is for me to be in the cold and the snow. I can't do the
right.
snow. It's brutal.
But you were living in Poland for like 5 years before.
I mean, Poland, New York, any snow is not good for me. I just don't even want to go outside, just try to stay warm.
I lived 3 years in a cold climate,
I can't do it.
and the best place for me it is a warm climate. I enjoy warm climate all year round, and that's why I cannot complain about Florida because it's nice.
It's pretty good. It can get humid and
It's green. The one thing, like
We don't got a Tifa
in
here.
Los Angeles, the nature is so poor; it looks like artificial.
Yeah, it's not bad. I like living here and then have to travel out to catch some action because even DeSantis has the noise ordinances. That's why our protests don't even like get out anywhere near crazy.
I mean, even the nightlife, everything ends at 2. So Orlando, I mean, people do come here to party, but regardless, I don't look at Orlando as a party city, though I believe a few years ago it placed high in the party city capitals.
They've been trying to change downtown now a lot because like they even had a
A lot
shooting.
of ratchet activities.
They had a shooting on Halloween
Last
year.
Yeah.
I mean, I prefer just going around my neighborhood for Halloween. So
But one thing, when you live in Orlando and you don't want to even spend too much money on entertainment, you can go to what you call those Universal Studio.
Oh, the theme parks is expensive. What are you talking about if you don't have money?
No, I'm
Even in
talking
Florida,
about,
like,
City Walk, right?
oh, okay, yeah, to the
City
free
Walk
part.
or
You can get teased by hanging out front.
The other one,
Disney Springs or
Disney
downtown
Springs,
Disney.
yeah. So you know, you don't have to spend too much money to be between people. You just go over there. You get free parking, you know, and you see a lot of people over there.
You do a lot of window shopping. Don't worry, it's free. Just pull up.
Yeah,
That has
if
many
you-
ways
if
to
you wanna
save
do
money.
Shopping, it is very expensive in Disney Springs.
Well, even if you get hungry in Disney Springs, it could be a little expensive, you know. So.
Yeah, that's true. But
I went to EDC this weekend, which is Electric Daisy Carnival. So it was a rave. It was really cool. I had a great time. But I did buy a hot dog, and it was like $18. I bought a vodka
Disney
soda.
World prices.
I got a vodka soda, and it was $30. So I mean, it was a double, but yeah. So
You got a
like,
pregame.
we were like sneaking in like protein bars, and I had like a little BBL from having the protein bars in my waist and everything because I wasn't sure what the prices were gonna be like, and I'm like, I am not spending $50 on, you know, an arepa or something.
Yeah. Gotta make that money.
Yo, Mark, I hear a little snoring going on in the background. What do you got going on over here?
who is the little guy who likes Trump?
Kodak, you like Trump? You wake up. Oh, look, you're a superstar.
He just woke up. He doesn't know what's going on, what kind of conversation we have.
This day was a little rough.
Yo, didn't you give him a new name? New
Oh,
little
this
nickname?
patriotic Barky. He's sleeping. Otherwise, he would be a little bit more excited and hyped. But I don't think he's going to perform for us right
He
now.
sleeps with his eyes open.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He does actually.
they'd be going crazy like this.
What color are his eyes?
Blue, one blue this way, one blue that way.
One thing what I have to say about Kola that he is a conservative and he loves Trump. You know, he proved that to us.
Yeah, he wanted to
when
vote
we
for
asked
Trump,
him
but
the
he's a
question,
felon.
yeah.
But he left that life behind. He's a changed man.
He should get his voting rights back.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Kodak? Didn't we ask you if you like Donald Trump?
Kodak, you like Donald Trump? Yes.
He's still gonna wake up.
He's sleeping. He wants to go back to sleep. I can tell.
He's saying, "Don't bother me. I want to sleep."
He likes the new couch.
So wake me up if Donald Trump comes.
Yeah, we got a new little studio set up, so that's why we got the guest space going, and Mark's able to guest with us, and you know Kodak also, a little patriotic Berkey has come to join us.
I forgot to tell you, I got a letter from Donald Trump, you know, because I sent him the information about the Mariana Project, and he basically didn't answer me about what he thinks about it, but he just says how good job he's doing, which I know he's the best president and he's doing a good job. But that's not what I want to hear. I want to hear how to solve the retirees problem and homeless problem in America, because without Mariana Project, America never going to be great.
You want to save all that tariff money and give you a little portion, all right?
That's
Hey,
right.
aren't we supposed to be getting a stimulus? check of
Yeah,
some
I'm
sorts?
waiting on that. I never got my what was it? The murder hornet, the big hornet. I never got that stimulus check after the COVID check.
Well, they keep talking about
That
it.
is-
But, I trust Trump that when he promised, he keep his promise.
Promises made, promises kept.
He's a good president, you know. Not only American patriots like him, but all over the world. You know, you could see his trip to Japan or Malaysia, right? And Korea.
Yeah, he's backing that. He's backing that. Weren't you saying that they were giving him grief because he like fell asleep during a meeting of some sorts?
I heard about him falling asleep recently and something. I don't really find out much more than that. But I saw a picture of him. I was like, you know, but
I mean, they're one to talk. We used to have Sleepy Joe with
maybe he was trolling. You know, if he would have gave us a wink back, you know what I mean?
Well, that's normal that for the hardworking man, you know, as Donald Trump, eventually he gets a little bit, you know, exhausted and tired, you know,
He's a busy guy.
especially that he doesn't take anything that would keep him, you know, going on. Like, I don't think he drink coffee. Or,
Yeah, he doesn't drink coffee.
Yeah.
I need
He
coffee.
tried to keep himself healthy, but you know, every politician has a lot of stress, you know, because he cannot, like John Paul II, he says, he cannot make everybody happy, you know. So, but John Paul II make at least more than 80% people in the world very happy, even different
Best hope
religions or
ever.
something like that. They love Trump. Only the Russian didn't like him.
Dad, all right, so did you know I'm totally going to pivot right now because we've got only about like 10 minutes left for this evening's stream, but there is a very important date also going on in Poland now.
We call that Independence Day.
Yeah, it's Polish Independence Day.
A lot of people came to Warsaw for that, but if it goes back to history, after First World War, in 1920, the Polish army beat the shit out of the Russians, you know, and 1920, the November 11, that Poland became independent. Uh, they kicked out all those those countries like Russia, Austria, Germany, and make an independent Poland. So that's why it's the day, which is today, November 11.
All right, let's check out this article. The large right-wing independence march passes through Warsaw. I mean, if they're calling it a right-wing independence march and everything, like this is definitely
Well,
a
we
liberal.
should mention, talking about Independence Day, we should mention about the Polish-American heroes too, like Pulaski and Kosciuszko, which been fighting for American independence in America, you know. Kosciuszko is known not only in America, but also in Poland, because after the America got the independence, Kosciuszko went back to Poland, and he fought two biggest fight with the Russian. The first one was won, but the second they kind of lost, and Kosciuszko got wounded, and he had to immigrate out of Poland. You know, so but Pulaski actually was killed in Georgia, you know. So he was the father of the American cavalries, and
Kosciuszko fought alongside General George Washington, but
and
Lafayette gets all the credit.
and George Washington praised Pulaski also, you know. So if you go, let's say, to the cities like Chicago or New York, we have the name of the streets
Pulaski
over
Day.
there, yeah.
Pulaski Street, Pulaski Bridge, or is it the Kosciuszko Bridge? I think it's the Kosciuszko Bridge that's in New York, but you'll often see like Chicago and New York, they have Pulaski Bridge, Kosciuszko Street. All right, I'm going to go ahead and read this article. Let's see what we got. The annual march organized in Warsaw by nationalist groups to celebrate Polish Independence Day passed peacefully through the city. Among the participants, whose number is estimated at around 150,000, was recently elected right-wing President Karol Nawrocki. Did I say that right? Nawrocki?
Nawrocki, yeah.
Yeah, whose conservative predecessor, Andrzej Duda, had avoided attending the event. However, members of Poland's more liberal government stayed away from the march. Prime Minister Donald Tusk, attending a separate Independence Day celebration in his hometown of Gdansk. Oh, Dad and I went to Gdansk before. Declared that no one has a monopoly on patriotism and called diversity a source of our strength. I say unity is
Well, I want to mention that the Prime Minister in Poland, Tusk, he's a traitor, and eventually, when they're gonna remove him from the power, he goes to jail. You know,
You going to
deserves
jail,
to go
pal?
to jail. You know, whatever he does to Poland is wrong. Okay, and I don't want to talk about what he did to President Kaczynski. Everybody can find out on their own. You know, that's what happened in Smolensk. He should be punished for that, and eventually he will.
All right, let's see. We can play some of this footage. Oh, am I clicking on it?
Yeah, and also the patriots came from all over the Poland.
This looks like everything's on fire.
I could estimate like 1 million people came to Warsaw.
That's not the fire stuff for this
Yeah, this
flare thing. Sure.
Oh, these are flares. Yeah, I mean, Europeans are
Flares.
quite like dramatic
Yeah, that's part of the,
celebration.
yeah.
In the early afternoon, participants in the Independence March gathered at Warsaw's Roman Domski roundabout. The rondo, the traditional starting point. Many waved white and red national flags and some set off red flares, despite a reminder from the local authorities that such pyrotechnics are illegal. Ooh, those lawbreakers. Among the banners carried by the marchers was one declaring "Stop immigration, time for deportation." I mean, Poland is very, very based when it comes to its immigration laws. Like, that's why it's also one of the safest countries in Europe. Like, you can walk in the street and not worry about getting raped.
Well, when you're talking about Roman Dmowski, not everybody knows that, but most popular is Marshal Piłsudski. Okay, but on the side of Marshal Piłsudski was Dmowski, who also was fighting for the free Poland. Dmowski was more on the southern Poland, around the Lwów area, which now belong to Ukraine. Okay, and Marshal Piłsudski more at the Warsaw area, and that's where the Russian was coming, and they beat the shit out of the Vistula River, you know.
Let's see. Another displayed by All Polish Youth, one of the far-right organizations that founded the march 15 years ago, declared Poland for the Poles, Europe for the Europeans. Members of the group also set fire to the European Union flag. Yeah, I remember when we were in Poland, there were also protests for like getting out of the EU or against the the EU Parliament.
Well, European Parliament is very corrupt, okay, and that was proven. Even Donald Trump tried to interfere with the corruption of European Parliament, and that's why there are some voices, mostly from the patriots. You know, I mean, Polish people don't want to get out of Europe, but if they're not going to fix the European Parliament from the corruption, I mean, they will be always talking about it. Yes.
Ooh, we got more
fire.
more fire.
All right.
It's fiery, but mostly peaceful. Nah, this is Poland, so it's just fiery.
It's fiery effects.
Fiery.
Well, the opposition called the patriots fascists, but the patriots are not fascists. Patriots are who love the country, and same thing in America. Donald Trump is a big patriot. My family is a big patriot. We love America, and we don't want to call us fascists because we are patriots. And same thing in Poland. You know, the opposition, who are actually the fascists, they call the patriots fascists. You know, it's just like a hypocritical game.
Yeah, I mean that's Antifa for you. You've got they say like no to fascism or get out fascists, but they're truly the fascists.
Just look at how much damage the Antifa did to America. The biggest probably was Portland, right? You've been in Portland and you saw it, how much damage they did, you know. I heard that they did a lot of damage in Seattle or Minneapolis. I'm sure they did also in the Chicago area, you know. But I don't know what's the purpose, you know, why they are so hypocritical. Fascist organization call themselves Antifa. Makes no sense.
To usher in
Because
chaos and sow
we
discord
know
amongst the people.
what the Antifa is, okay? And we're not going to
We
be...
see right through you.
And American people too knows what the Antifa is. And you're not going to be lying to American people that you are try to like America. You are against America people, and you are against the making America great. And that's mostly what Democrats try to do.
We're on to you.
We're on. All right, let's see what else this article
That's
says.
why Trump make the Antifa terrorist organization, because of the damage they done to this country.
Well, if he labels them a terrorist organization, it's going to give them a lot more right to go and handle them like they're terrorists.
Yeah, and hopefully, like, if they're going to be facing federal charges, that would deter some of their action.
Yeah, you in big trouble now. Better mask up nice.
All right, let's see what this says. We're almost through this article. Before the march set off, speakers from the far-right National Movement, which is the main organizer of the event, spoke to the crowd. "We will not allow our lands to be settled by foreign nations without a fight," declared
Krzysztof Bosak.
leader of the RN and also a deputy speaker of parliament, where he and his movement sit as part of the far-right Confederacia
Confederacja.
grouping. "It is Poles who should decide who we accept and who we stop at the borders," he continued. "We will not agree to having foreign civilizational principles and customs imposed on us. It is our duty to defend independence in every dimension."
Well, it's a different when the immigrants coming to Poland, okay? Because if you come to one nation and try to impose your culture, that's kind of wrong.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you
America
why
is-
leave a Muslim country if you like Sharia law? Don't come here and try to impose that.
America is different because we are mixed from all over the world, and you can have your culture. That's no problem, Like I says, I'm Polish. I love America, but I'm never gonna impose my Polish beliefs on America.
Because by being becoming a U.S. citizen, you're adopting the U.S. and American values and
Way of
and
life.
way
Why
of
go
life.
somewhere
We're a
and
capitalist
you can't
society.
change anywhere you go?
Now you see what's happening about the choosing for mayor or Congress the people who wasn't born in America. Example from New York who won the
Mamdani.
Mandani or whatever, Sandani or Saddam or whatever,
Saddam.
He's not born in
That means
America.
insane.
He's not born in America, and he never gonna hold the value of principality of American. And same thing, Congressman.
Now he's bringing in in socialism.
Yeah, Congressman Omar. She's most evil person doing damage, a lot of damage, And Trump tried to send her back to Somali, but the president of Somali told Trump, "We don't want her. Keep her."
All right, we're almost through this article. So the march then passed through the city along its traditional route towards the finishing point at the National Stadium. Whereas in the past, some years have seen clashes between marchers and the police. Oh, they actually get a little rambunctious in Poland because they're pretty law and order there, from what I saw. This year, no serious disorder was reported. Warsaw City Hall, which is controlled by Tusk's centrist Civic Coalition Party, estimated attendance at the march to have been around 100,000. The organizers of the event, however, put the figure around 250,000, according to the broadcaster Polski Radio. Onet, a leading news website, calculated based on aerial footage of the size of the march that the attendance was about 120,000 and 160,000. Oh, yeah. So happy.
Give or take 40,000.
Give or take 40,000. So happy Polish Independence Day, Dad.
Thank you. Even I'm in America for more than 50 years. I still keep an eye on what's happening in Poland, and I wish Poland keep the freedom forever.
And that's why we call ourselves the Polish American Brotherhood.
Yeah, that's right. We keep going, with our love for America. Also, that's my children. They feel that even they don't speak Polish.
I speak Polish. Ja mówię po polsku. Co ty gadasz?
Marky, do you
Yeah,
speak
yeah. Show off your skill. You guys try talking Polish?
Moje
Let me
po
see
polsku
this.
nie jest tak dobrze jak kiedyś, ale ja pamiętam coś tam.
Ja rozumiem.
No to
Ciebie, co
dobrze.
mówisz, yeah. How long you been in Poland, Mark?
Like 4 or 5 years.
For 5 years. Did you like it over there, or?
It had its pros and cons.
Were there many brown people there?
No, not many. There were a couple, but I also didn't live in like a major city. I lived in a pretty small town, the same town my father grew up in. That was an interesting place.
Remember when you first got back? I remember we were going to Chipotle, and you were
Oh my God. I forgot the word for corn in English. So I was chilling. I went to Chipotle and I'm like, yeah, I love Chipotle. And I'm in line and I'm looking at the corn, but I forget it's called corn. I'm like, what's the English word for corn? And in my head, it was only Polish. And in Polish, it's kukurydza. So I'm like, give me that yellow shit right there. And that lady just laughed at me and gave me, I'm like, oh man. I was like, I was forgetting. And now I'm starting to forget my Polish a little bit. I've been practicing more Spanish. And then it got to a point I started mixing all 3 languages at one part, which was kind of confusing. Then it changed. But now, if I wanted to speak Polish, I would probably mix Spanish in it by accident because I'm really rusty and somehow my brain just processes it all together now.
weren't you working in New York, and then was it like your first day starting
Oh,
as a
yeah, I was training in a whole different store than I was even scheduled to work at. And we were close to Broadway. And it was a long line, and there was a Polish, it seemed like a mother and a daughter, and they were just complaining in Polish about taking so long, and I'm like, oh, and I started speaking, I'm like, I'm sorry, I just started, and they're like, oh my God, he understands us.
Yeah, the last thing you expect somebody that looks like you or me
Oh,
to
yeah,
break out the full speed.
they get so confused, they're like, what the hell is going on here? I have some other friends that hear me speak Polish out of nowhere, and they're like, where did that come from?
Yeah, sometimes I lead with saying that I'm Polish and leave out the Filipino part just to get that look like,
Oh, when people see the last name too, they're like, what's going on here? I
yeah,
don't believe
they
it.
always ask like, oh,
We
is
got
that
a
your
very Polish last
husband's
name.
or is that were you adopted? I'm like, no, that's me. That's my family name.
I always want the backstory. What's going on? Something's not
The
adding up.
worst thing you see in
One
Polish
of
name
these
that
things
not
are not
everybody
like the other.
can pronounce the name.
Oh, we've been
Even-
saying it wrong this whole time. I mean, I always heard you say, and then I heard how mom said it. I'm like, all right, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
And then I said it wrong.
Remember the cousins when they corrected us? They're like, you say your last name wrong.
Well, even for you, it shouldn't be Tereszczepański. It should be Tereszczepańska.
I remember when I was in Poland and I was going to the gym, and they assigned me a locker in the male's locker room, and because I spell my name with ski, which is son, as opposed to ska, which is for female, for daughter, and so they assigned me a locker in the male's locker room. I was looking for my locker. I walked in and I'm like, wait a second, this is for men.
There's a urinal in here.
And so I walked out with I was with Patricia, and she's like, she's a woman. Give her a key for the woman's locker room. All right,
I don't know
guys.
these days, but yeah.
Oh,
They're on fly now.
I mean, you saw in Gold's Gym, like that, like anybody who says anything against at these gyms, they're the ones who are losing the membership, as opposed to like the male that's in there. If you have a woman that's complaining about a male being in the women's locker room, even if there's children around, as the case
Time
was
to
in
switch gyms. Open your own.
Yeah.
I don't know.
in Planet Fitness, they canceled the women's membership. The same thing in Gold's Gym. They ended up they canceled the women's membership for complaining that about the trans person there. And actually, that guy also has like quite the like rap sheet record of so yeah. Well, those are stellar individuals. Stellar
It's a
individuals.
little weird system they got going on.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this stream. Thanks for joining us in the Polish American Brotherhood. And thanks for Mark. Thanks for joining us also for the Polish American Brotherhood.
Thank you for having me in Kodak. I'm patriotic Barkey, but next time.
Well, thank you very much that I've been able to talk to you guys, and we will see Tuesday this time.
Yeah, we missed last Thursday, but Dad's feeling a lot much better, a lot better now and everything. So that's why we're on this evening, and we'll be back at our regular time on Thursday as well. So be sure you smash that like button, like, share, subscribe, post a comment in the down below, and thanks for joining us again, guys. Have a good night and see you on Thursday.